The protection of the Virginia opossum, the most misunderstood marsupial in North America.
Let's tell the truth about possums. This is my story, people. This right here is Al. This is the possum that changed my life. I love you, Al.
So our possum story begins here. Our story started here in Yorktown, Virginia, April 3rd, 2023. As you can see here, we're driving down a little trailer park road. Where we pull in my dad's place. He lives here in this half trailer. And this is my wife, Tunes. My dad rents from slumlord Mike Short. Here to tell you more, Mike.
Mike Short says he'll evict you and you'll pay for it. And you'll like it too. Mike Short doesn't stop at just evicting his tenants. He goes around and evicts other people's tenants too. Oh, are you a veteran of the military? Have you fought in wars, perhaps? Mike Short don't give a shit about that. That means nothing to him. Mike Short says he'll evict you. Mike Short says, hey, fuck you. When Mike Short is thinking of new ways to be a big piece of shit at dinner, says how to get people to pay for the demolishing of their own homes. Mike Short is a busy man. Do not bother the Short. Mike Short is a busy man. And he can't be bothered. You don't bother the Short.
Well, thank you, Mike. Now this is me, Mike. Not Mike Short, but Mike Wright. That's Mike Wright. Here we are. We used to live in Chicago before we made the trip out here. We loved living in Chicago. Had a lot of great times. And it was difficult to leave. But when my dad said he was going to have a surgery, we wasted no time. Hopped on the train. And we headed out here to Yorktown, Virginia. That right there is my dad on the left. Anyway, Virginia turned out to be beautiful. A lot of nature and a wonderful place. And all was good after the surgery, except we ran into this rabid, terrifying, rat-like creature. It came up through the floor of the kitchen and just started eating away whatever it wanted, leaving us in hell. And its bloodthirsty path was only forged by the dead insects and live insects that also terrorized the property. It was a hellhole, so I had to do what I could to defend us from these demonic creatures, these demon creatures from hell. It was like fighting a Grimlicon, which is half gremlin, half leprechaun. They fucked at an orgy and made a Grimlicon. Tunes was grossed out, and of course I had to defend her honor, so I was ready to do whatever it took. Then, just as I was getting ready to slay the evil beasts, Tunes happened to catch a glimpse of the little guy in her purse. She told me to name him. She fell in love with him, and I gave it some thought. And after a while, I decided the perfect name. His name would be Al. Albert, in fact. After I named him, it wasn't long before I realized I really like Al. He's not the terrifying monster that needed to be excommunicated, as we thought. But that's when I decided, you know what? Maybe it's time we blow the whistle and call foul on what we think we know about possums. Maybe it's time we start to tell the truth and educate everybody about these wonderful marsupials. The Virginia opossum is a marsupial, much like the kangaroo. It's North America's only marsupial, and it's not rabid, because in fact its body temperature is too low to carry rabies. They never bite humans, and they just pass out when they get scared. Sometimes they show their teeth or hiss. They love food, like fruits, vegetables, a balanced diet, grapes, cherries, bananas, but their favorite is cat food. They just love some cat food. And pizza from Papa John's, as I found out. They're optimistic, and they're pacifists, so they never want to fight, and they always look on the bright side. They're cautious, but they do dig through the garbage. If your lid falls down on them, make sure you let them out. And sometimes they go swimming in your pool. Make sure you put a pool cover on, because they'll drown. These little guys, after a while, I thought about it. I said, let's keep them. Yeah, and I said little guys because, well, there were two. The other one's named Bridget. Bridget and Al. They fell off their mother's back like a lot of possums do. And they were looking for food. They needed somebody to feed them and help protect them. And that's what we do now. We've had them for quite some time. They're loving, fun creatures. They love to just play, explore, eat cat food, and Papa John's pizza. They love Papa John's pizza. In fact, even though they're pacifists, it's the only time I'll ever see them fight is over a slice of pizza. So, they're really not that bad at all. They're really good creatures. And in fact, they keep away the other critters that you don't want around. They eat things like ticks, lice, mice, fleas, snakes, rats. They chase away all the little nasty crawly critters that can give you diseases or infect you. And in fact, their body is completely immune to any type of venom or neurotoxin. So if they get bit by a snake, stung by a scorpion, spider, not only do they eat these things, but they can't get hurt by them. In fact, there's probably keys to their blood for a lot of anti-venom. So they're actually good luck to have on your property. They don't bite you, they don't stink or carry disease, and they get rid of pests. They got cute, adorable, super soft fur, but they're kind of elusive, so they're hard to pet. They stay low to the ground, they like to climb. They also have thumbs, opposable thumbs, just like we do. So we should really understand. And thank you, Tunes, for having the idea to name these wonderful creatures and helping me love the Virginia Opossum. Because at the end of the day, these little guys are just adorable. Their tails are like arms, and I couldn't imagine a life without them. I really, really love my possums. They're super adorable, and as you can see, they just like to have fun. They really do. They only live for about 2 years, and their number one predator is the road. Keep them away from cars. One day, I would love to see possums and men come together, and the opossum to be man's best friend instead of the dog. Dogs and cats are great and all, but I really couldn't picture a world without Al.